There are a couple things this episode that I just love. Like, it's just one of the things I've grown accustomed to loving in this show. I love that you take off Rui Jurd's, mask. His hair started to grow back. And then between the times of him and Rudy splitting up, him murdering all these awful smugglers and coming back, he has also had time to shave his head again. I love it.
Who asked him to liberate these children again? Was it Coilus?
I don't know. Who?
The smuggler?
Gallus?
Oh, Gallus.
Gallus Cleaner? Like
Gallus
glass cleaner?
Yeah. Was it Gallus that actually came up with the ruse, almost like, I'm a smuggler, I'll get you on the smuggling ship, but you have to liberate these children?
Perhaps.
I don't exactly, or it was a mission they took before going there. I think I missed that.
Yeah. Gallus, in exchange, we agreed to liberate certain smuggled goods once we reach Zant Port.
Yes. So this smuggler, agreed to help them in order for them to liberate certain smuggled goods.
Gallus Cleaner has got to be, one of the coolest people
I don't know why I was, thinking Coilus in my head. Who was Coilus?
I'm not sure.
I don't even think this person exists.
Me either.
I mean, probably not in this universe.
No, I don't think so. But Gallus is great.
But Gallus, I mean, I was saying pirate, you said smuggler, you got that one right.
Gallus and I have a connection, we
I'm
got
kind of
each other.
bummed we didn't get a ghost ship.
Yet. There's another
we
body
just
of water we need
by
to
the
cross.
Ghost ship.
Yeah.
You're right. There is another. Eris has to get on another boat.
Yeah.
Maybe we encounter and can stay on the boat a little bit longer. Sea monsters. We didn't get to fight any sea monsters. Come on. That's a rite of passage in an adventure.
We kind of already know what's going to happen the next time we take a ship, because it seems like we're bound to crash onto an island which separates Rui Jurd from Eris and Rudy, so that Eris and Rudy can have a rom-com, moment. While Roxy is somewhere else stuck in a labyrinth, being saved and developing a relationship with a tall, slim man,
With childish, what was it? She wanted someone who was still childlike wonder kind of.
I think it was could still have a childlike expression on their face sometimes.
Yeah, something like that.
And I was like, yes, I love it. I love Roxy so much. And I love that her reaction to Annalise was to just icicle everybody in the room, destroy the room,
and all
just
those
get
bodies.
out. I can't handle this. And I'm like, thank you. You are the best character in the show. Roxy's one of my favorite characters in the show, and I'm so glad that we got a bit of her this episode.
I'm very glad with that too. I would say another point that you kind of brought up, the whole imaginary time alone with Eris, in a similar idea of what Roxy is wanting for her love life. Gotta love Rudy standing on the beach with a cup of coffee, just kind of looking out at the sunset.
Yeah.
That, with the awareness of the kind of this is there as a joke for the audience, was really good. And that's one of the things I enjoy about this show, is sometimes I feel like we're being looked at through the screen. The person who's created this is kind of looking at us hey, did you like that one?
Yeah. Am I crazy for seeing similarities between Rudy and one of the guys in Roxy's flashback? In obvious color scheme and I don't know, his hair is up and Rudy's is down, and he is much older than Rudy is.
And we got a very actual specific look on his face as we were getting this memory.
Yeah.
But I think we get the possible other people in the group. Yeah, we get all of them.
We get all of them.
So, I don't know. If we only got a close-up of his face, I might think that there was something there.
Yeah.
That they were trying to say, that this was a crush of hers, and he almost looks like an older Rudy. But that would only be, I think, evident if they've only held, a frame on his face.
Yeah. But regardless, I need to know what happened in Roxy's past. For some reason, my default is, really sad. And, Roxy lost her other guild for some reason or another. But I hope that they're all okay and striving, doing their best.
I mean, that could be part of her attachment to wanting to help out Paul and Zenith and reunite their family through this, is if she thought of these people as a family that she had created, and then she had actually lost them, these people that she adventured with, and then she felt, the next time she felt like she was a part of a found family again, and was welcomed into a home, was with Zenith and Paul,
She doesn't want to lose this one.
I could see that being a reason for her attachment to Rudy and to the rest of the family.
Yeah. I wonder if, like, in this world, you kind of wish when things were simpler. Like, yeah, Roxy, everybody knows her name, and she's an A class, right? But, like, I bet it was a bit fun when you and your buddies were still C rank doing, you know, finding some lost cats, you know? Mm-hmm. Could be a good time.
It was probably a simpler time.
Yeah, but I don't know. I also really like Tolland. He is also one of my new favorite characters in the show.
Is it because he was like touching
No,
his mustache?
he's diligent. He gets to work. He did his own like research and investigation. We saw him at the bar, like talking people up and trying to get some intel. I respect that.
Both of the Fangs of Black Wolf members got intel in their own very specific, enjoyable way.
Yes.
And I'm sure they both got great intel in their respective ways.
But also, like, I like his outfit and everything too. It's so cool, like a sword. I feel like I know this is weird, but like after hearing Roxy's like dream of like how she would, you know, have her first interaction with a man like that, we get like a look on his face, and I just feel like a sense of proudness. Like he's like,
it's like a father-like character.
Yeah, he's like, see, not everyone's perverted like you, Annalise. Like it's like
he's not even fazed by her kind of actions and the way she speaks anymore, probably because he's spent years with her, and I'm sure she has not changed much from her days traveling with Zenith and Paul.
Yeah. Good episode though. I feel like it was a good bit of setup at the second half for like what's going to come next. I have a question for you though.
Oh, I have a question for you too. Okay.
All right.
Go.
Do you want to go first?
No, you can go.
Okay. Do you think we are going to get another portion of an episode dedicated to Roxy's point of view this season?
That's a really great question. I think that if we hadn't completely separated, I think the reason that it felt good to get it at the time we did is because she was heading to where Rudy was and then was where Rudy was. But now that they've basically headed in opposite directions, now I'm wondering if we're supposed to be getting POV from a different character now instead. One that we are going to cross paths with, maybe Miss, instead of Roxy. And I only say that because the show definitely doesn't go where I expect it. And where I'm expecting is for Roxy to just always consistently be a through line, a plot line that is just consistently moving at the same time as Rudy's that we check in with, which is how it's been. But every time I think that something is a certain way and that the plot is supposed to be going in a certain direction with the show, I end up being wrong. So I don't know.
See, one of the reasons why I think that it was done so beautifully this episode, like, and why I appreciate it so much, was because it wasn't throwing in content that we had no idea about just for fan service, more Roxy. It was adding a decent amount of previous context to the point of seeing her offhandedly behind a rock in a fight the episode prior. It added context before then to her running behind Rudy and then expanded on it. And it was like, oh, we got a little treat of Roxy since Roxy and Rudy were in the same town, and I loved it. I don't think we'd get any more unless something else similar came up, like a similar setup, but I loved it for what it was.
Okay, now I have two questions for you.
Okay.
So I'm going to go off of talking about Roxy still. Why is Roxy so scared of Ruijerd? We know that her family doesn't react the same way to Ruijerd.
I think Ruijerd came after Roxy left.
Yes, I'm assuming that too. And doesn't it make you wonder what Ruijerd had to do to prove himself as an ally and a person that could enter the village to the mirrored people?
Hey man, if you're often saving kids from the village,
then eventually they're going to let you in and want to talk.
See your true colors,
especially the leader of the people.
Mm-hmm.
My other question is, I don't think this is the case, but I think that it needs to be brought up or asked at least or put out there because of the contents of the smuggling and characters and people that were getting smuggled in this episode. There's no possible way that the maids and butlers of Eris's home were bought right?
Um,
It doesn't. Her family doesn't seem like the type of people from what we got of them.
Look,
It seemed like they didn't. They might have had. There was fetishization there.
Oh, yeah.
But there was also. It seemed like love.
so
I don't know.
I think it's gonna be a giant assumption regardless of what we say or think about it. That being said, there was a huge fetishization
That's such a hard word to say.
By Soros, right? And that was the idea, that he wanted them to be beast people. I don't imagine that they got to the castle through morally all white, perfect, correct means. That being said, I don't think he had them chained up in dungeons the entire time and killed them when any of them talked loud like these smugglers.
It's just this episode brought back some things that we saw back at Eris's home that I'm now thinking of in a possible different light, like Rudy catching Soros with one of the beast people.
Yeah.
And then now it has kind of sent me into this slight little tangent, I guess, of wondering if maybe Eris's family is supposed to also be kind of morally complex. Of like,
I think everybody is.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
and I don't think I was seeing them that way beforehand.
Mm.
And I think now I feel like I am thinking about them a little bit more and trying to understand them a little bit more.
Yeah. I think everybody has their things, you know, like in real life, but like this, we're seeing a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I think I forget, like during the reaction, once we were walking downstairs into the smuggler's hideout, I was like, oh, I love this. Like, I love that we're in a world where I get to see like the underside of things, you know? And the one thing that it's like bittersweet, but at the end of the day, I love about this series is that it's mature in a way, right? Those type of things happen in this world, like, and we're being shown it and hearing about it, and it's awful.
Just
but
with,
like
the lens of this magical world.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. I always like it when a story will give me all kind of different.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Exactly, and let me kind of sort through them.
I mean, I think it makes it feel like an actual world.
Yeah.
Which we love. Good world building.
Yeah, true. I don't know. Good episode though. I'm excited for next one. I love this show at the moment. Like I want to binge it. You know.
Too.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.
That's like a rite of passage in an adventure. That's like a rite of passage in an adventure. That's like a rite of passage in an adventure.
That's like a rite of passage in an adventure.